Wow, is everybody there already? Hello, everybody. I have no clue. This like always begins before I begin. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. to the bunker. Let me go up a little. I got camouflage pants on today. And of course, if I wear black, everything turns more yellow. So let's take the black off. Kiadora says hi. Hi, Kiadora. How you doing? Melinda, hi. Hi, everybody. Black is not good for this camera. We have to minimize the black. How's it going, guys? Chicken says love you too. Sabrina says hey, guys. Jana, hey, how you doing, sweetie? Emilio, hello. Joseph, hey, Dacob. Hi, Joseph. Maria, hello, Maria. Hello, Joy. Wait, oh, I missed the name. Joyful Remorse. What a name. What a name. Okay, so I'm going to try to take the black away as much as possible because believe it or not, the color does alter, like of what you're wearing does alter the sensitivity of this stupid camera. Chicken says, love your fashion. Thank you so much. And Gail says, Dacob, you make everything better. Oh, so sweet. Thank you. Lanfer Messer 77. Hello again. Hi, how you doing? Marco says, ciao. Hi, Marco. Melinda, I knew October fragrances was coming. Yes. You're going to be surprised, guys. You is going to be surprised. Look, oh my God, I'm all in these mauve colors. This is my pillow. My mom gave me this pillow, by the way. Thank you, Mom. When she first brought it to me, I was like, what? But then there's a surprise. This pillow turns into a blanket. But we're not going to turn it into a blanket just yet. Anyway, so. All right, guys, let's get straight to it. What's the surprise? Well, let's first of all, I hope everybody's doing well. I've been doing an editing course, and I'm still, I'm back to school. I'm a student. I'm doing video editing, and it's tough. It's a lot of hours every day. It's like the whole week, and then I caught a cold, so I haven't been really on YouTube because my voice was a mess. But now it's back again, and so I can talk to y'all's finally, and without being like, But interestingly enough, so this is a very particular month. One, because, I love Halloween, and, I have my Coco skeleton with me all the time. Oh, look at the combination of colors. Yes, it's working. Work it, girl. So Coco, tell us, what is your favorite perfume? And funny that I mentioned Coco because the first perfume is not a Chanel perfume. It's Sauvage by Christian Dior. What a surprise. It's that douchebag perfume. Check out the review of this one that I've done. I've made a review on this one since we're live. Obviously, I can't put the link just yet in the description box down below, but as soon as I'm done filming, you bet you'll laugh. I'm going to put a link in the description box. I don't know what it is about this fragrance, but let me tell you one thing. Since I'm doing this course, and that's why I mentioned this course, and Melinda's like, no way, Sauvage, what? Yes, and let me tell you, I'm dealing with a lot of people. Now, I'm not the professor or the teacher, but I'm in a course, and I'm sitting next to other people, and everybody's at their own computer editing and stuff. And this one, not that it's like gathering compliments or anything, but it's a fragrance that I've noticed, because some of the fragrances I really love a lot, I just don't use in this period because of this course, because some people, I do care about my surrounding when I'm spending like 8 hours a day together with other people in one room. And so all of a sudden, this office type of fragrance becomes kind of important for me to consider. And Sauvage is one of those rare fragrances, I have to say, even though it's strong, it's pleasant in a like kind of cheap way, but it has something energetic about it. Yeah, Amelia says it's a crowd pleaser for sure. People love it. Right. But Amelia, let me tell you one thing. I'm not getting compliments with this one. But like, for example, I'm also not getting negative remarks, which I do get if I use like opium, for example, because people will be like, that's a bit intense, But this one is pleasant for me as well because I feel like I have a perfume on, but it's not making me feel uncomfortable, because when I start feeling uncomfortable, I'm a very nervous person. If I start feeling uncomfortable, I start sweating. And when I start sweating, then I start closing up, and then I'm like this, and then I get more and more like this, you know, and then I sweat even more because I'm pressing my armpits because I'm nervous. I become so self-conscious, and then it's just like a vicious circle, and it's just horrible, you know. And I've noticed that having a fragrance that kind of lets me open up and feel more relaxed about my environment, or about me within my environment. Now, this is, mind you, only if we're spending 9 hours with people in one room together. I have a totally different philosophy if we were to go in a direction of like walking, being out and about, being at home, doing your own private stuff, then meeting some people for a shorter period of time, and then being alone again, or, you know, just driving your own car, or being in a bus or the subway, stuff like that. But this one, for me, works in this kind of scholastic environment. So there you have it. Believe it or not, this one. I'm being super honest, guys. I'm not going to like invent, oh, this is my favorite for the month, if it's not. But I did say there's going to be a surprise, so stick with me. Bear with me. Something I usually love in spring. Again, this one, let me come in close. Bois d'Argent, Christian Dior. Yeah, Amelia says, I'm glad it works for you. That Sauvage works. It doesn't. That's the point. Like, it's a douchebag fragrance, you know? It's like a love-hate relationship with it. Super strange, but it does work for me in this context. But anyway, Bois d'Argent, I have so many memories with this one, and I've been buying this one since, you know, its first release as a cologne. But of course, the cologne doesn't exist anymore, so I do have the eau de parfum here. I'm second bottle finishing it up, or this is the third, I don't even know. Of the eau de parfum, the cologne is already done. This one really, tell me if I'm still online. I'm back. Thank you, Melinda. You know, I told Mom, I warned you, don't do this. Now she's gonna be all sad. Okay, guys, we're back. Kiadora says hi to my mom. Listen, yeah, mommy boy, yeah, you know, she's like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. Bois d'Argent. Now, this is an interesting thing, because when I wake up very, very early in the morning and I'm not hungry, this one is fine. If I'm hungry, I'm noticing this one is not good. The Sauvage is okay even if I'm hungry, which is rare. Usually perfumes are not so good for me when I'm hungry. I need to eat something first. But the problem with Bois d'Argent, because I know it so well and I use it since forever, I can't, you know, my body, even if I stop using it for 4 months and then I start using it again, still I'm so used to it. After half an hour, I just don't smell it on me anymore. But other people smell it on me, and they do compliment me with this one. So again, because of the scholastic environment for this month, Bois d'Argent is also a very pleasant thing. Avignon, Comme des Garcons. Wait, Amelia says, what does Argent mean? Trees of what? Argentina? Emilio, I know you know what it means. Or are you serious? Because I know you're a prankster. Are you making fun, or you really know? If you're really serious, I'll tell you what it means. Incense by Avignon, Comme des Garcons perfumes. Now, I know Melinda just got this one lately and she's loving it. I'm super glad that she loves it. So good for you, Melinda. This is a beautiful one. This one I wear the most, and this one is the third of the 5 for this month, because it's kind of in the heart. The way I envision this, like, why 5 fragrances? Because I kind of envision them as a sort of, if you would analyze one fragrance alone, like it has the top notes, then to me the top notes fade into the heart notes, and that fade transition can be seen as a note as well. And then we have the heart note, which is number 3. So number 1 is opening, transition to the heart is 2, 3 is the heart, 4 is transition to the dry down, and 5 is the dry down. So in a way, I also choose 5 perfumes each month. I know sometimes I do more, but it's 5 perfumes every month because they represent my daily transition from kind of waking up to going to bed. Just so that you understand a little bit more why, to me, this 5 has a symbolic number. And also because 5, you know, has a meaning. You know, it's numerical meaning as well. And of course, we have Chanel there as well. Blah, blah. There you go. I had to mention Chanel, didn't I? But anyway, Avignon is in the heart, is number 3 for this month, because it's literally the strongest one I have that lasts the whole day. And yet it's so comforting, warm. I mean, it's cooling, it's soothing. And when I did the review of this one on my channel, I mentioned that incense, the incense series from Comme de Garcons and Avignon in particular, is it's like, I know it doesn't smell like tea in any way, but it comforts me and soothes me as if I were drinking like a warm herbal tea. It's just very, very pleasing and soothing, and it makes me feel very safe. And in an environment like a school situation or whatever, this one really takes the cake for me. It also doesn't matter what age you are. It's soft, but yet determined. And it gets the job done. It's an incredible fragrance. So my favorite incenses, really. It's very, very well blended, wonderful dry down. It stays pretty linear. It's not like it transforms to this crazy smell at its dry down. But within its kind of fluctuations, you could say it is incredibly strong from beginning to end, and it lasts for ages, you know. Patrick says, what number perfume are we on? Just tuned in. This is number 3, Patrick. Number 3. Moving on to number 4, so you understand now the logic behind why 5 fragrances and why Avignon is number 3. Cadell says, loving your outfit. Thank you so much, sweetie. My dad gave me this shirt years and years, many, many years ago. And of course, it's again one of those shirts that's falling apart. It's missing a lot of buttons, but I just keep wearing it because I love it so much. All right. Number 4. Number 4. And you're thinking, where's the Chanel? It ain't a Chanel. It's FRACAS by Robert Piguet. And all of you French, oh my God, look at all the finger. This is like a fingerprint magnet. Embarrassing. Look at that. This bottle is, this particular black glass is the worst black glass I've ever seen in my life. It's super hard to clean it. I don't know what it is. This particular glass is almost porous in a way. Whoa. Now, I leave the class. Oh, shit. I lost the stopper. I leave the class, right? And I usually have this in my bag with me. And then the second I'm out the door from the classroom, I'm on the street, I like look around. I don't like people seeing me spraying perfume. It's like so intimate to me, you know? And I just quickly spray it and I put it back in my bag and off I go into the world, you know, killing everything around me while I'm wearing FRACAS. So this one is like my post-school day because it just, it gives me, it makes me feel like, yes, I just did it. 9 hours or I don't know, 8 hours, depending on the day. And I've succeeded, you know. I don't know, just in my mind, that's what this thing is. Yes. So this is kind of the perfume I use when I'm out. When I'm out, you know, from the environment to kind of this office, school, a lot of people around me environment. Amazing. So FRACAS. And even though on the package it says that they're using the original formulation, blah, blah, blah. I met somebody who actually used to sell FRACAS in the 80s. And he said, they're lying. It's different. It's watered down. But I personally, it's so beautiful anyway, so I can just imagine the older version. But I did a review on this one, so it's a very like dark gothic-y kind of review. So you can check out the review of FRACAS. I love this one so much. And I love it in spring, but damn, it hits a note for me in October, you know, this Halloween month. It's, you see, it's just, look at, oh my God, look at this little pinky kind of mauve and the pillow and the skull. Look at that. It's just perfect, isn't it? Oh, anyway, so moving on to number 5. Number 5, where's Chanel, you ask yourself? There's no Chanel. For the first time ever, guys, I think there's no Chanel in my favorite 5 of the month. My favorite spilled it, leaked it so many times because this one is not just a spray, but also a splash. Sabrina's like, what? No Chanel, no Chanel. What is this? No, no Chanel. Eau Noire Cologne, the first edition. Emilio's, shocking. See, you could screw off the spray. Jean is like, not even Gabrielle. No, I don't like Gabrielle. I use her from time to time because I have the bottle, but yes, Dior wins, Rob. You're right. Eau Noire, the cologne, the first edition ever. Look how thin the glass was back then, and look how fat the glass is now. The same content, guys. Oh, look at my eyeballs. I see you. Look how, you see how they want to make you look like you're getting more for your buck? It's the same content, 250 milliliter both, and yet one seems much bigger than the other. And in fact, they upped the price. They doubled. They went even double than the price that they used to have, which is embarrassing. You know, Dior should be ashamed of themselves. Right. So, Eau Noire. And says the new one looks a bit more elegant. No, it doesn't. The old one looks more elegant. It's just that I put the sprayer. You should actually take the sprayer off, and it has a different stopper. And this thin glass, and it's kind of almost medicinal aspect. That's how Hedi Slimane envisioned the design of these bottles. It's so beautiful. This is just made like if you're using it at home and you don't want to show it off, but it has another stopper when you show it off. And I think this delicate thin glass just makes it more elegant, in my opinion. This makes it more like massive. I don't know. I prefer, I mean, let me cut off the top so you don't see. Just like the bottles themselves without the stopper. I prefer this thin glass much more. I think it's way more elegant. But whatever, it's just a matter of taste. Who cares? Doesn't matter. You know, everybody has different tastes. But oh my God, this one basically, why is it number 5? Because it combines together the other 4. And it combines this concept of having 5 fragrances and, you know, having the first fragrance representing the top notes, and then the second fragrance representing the shifting into the heart notes, the third fragrance representing the heart notes, the fourth fragrance shifting into the bottom notes, and then the bottom notes, the dry down, is the 5th fragrance. And boy, this one is just magical from opening to finish. And Dior, I don't know, really, again, be ashamed of yourself for discontinuing this beautiful, majestic fragrance. Oh my God. And it's warm, and it's like fire, and it feels like ancient times. I've done a review of this one as well on my channel, so you could check out the review of Eau Noire by Christian Dior. It's just a beautiful transition into winter. I know we're just at the beginning of autumn technically, but it's so damn cold some days that it's just so, it grounds me, you know, it roots me, but it roots me in a way that it gives me like I feel like I'm in the forest, but I don't feel rain or humidity, or I don't feel the mossy touch of the forest. You know, the forest can sometimes almost smell like humid, like mushrooms. None of that. I have the feeling I'm in a very, very, very dry forest, but the forest nevertheless is very rich of vegetation and a lot of beautiful trees and woods, but they smell almost of kind of the wax of the woods. It's so resinous. It's a resinous, dry forest. And you see, it's almost licoricey, kind of. Some people say licorice. I say licorice. It's not cloying. It's not sweet. It's dry, but warm. And it's very, very hard, in my personal opinion. I can't even talk anymore. It's very hard to compose. Oh my God, I'm on this weird. This, by the way, this is a couch from the 70s. I collect 70s furniture. So this is a modular piece of furniture where the back can flip. It's like, you know, Tetris? You could literally, like, these little bits fall into place. So the couch is like that as well. It has these shapes that you could twist. But anyway, whatever. But just to let you know, like, it's a bit uncomfortable in the position it is right now. I'm babbling. Sorry. So back to us. Rod says, nice trousers. Thank you so much. Yeah, this little bit of camouflage going on there. Did you see this? What secrets are hidden in this camouflage? Because can anybody guess? It's all, every detail has a reason. Let's see if somebody guesses. Actually, yeah, you can see from this detail here what it's about. Eau Noire. that dryness and at the same time the richness, the texture. And it's very hard, that's what I want to say. It's very hard to compose a fragrance that is dry and warm at the same time. Usually, something that is warm is sweet-ish in a way. And something that is dry usually isn't sweet. This one isn't sweet, it's dry, but it's warm, but it creates an illusion of sweetness because it's very airy. It's like smoke in a, that's it. It's like smoke, but not incense, not an incensey smoke, as the Avignon one would be an incense perfume. It's like a smoke in a forest, but the smoke is resinous. That's how beautiful this thing is. And the green just tells a story on its own. Just the green is already, you know, programmed. What a color. I know, right? Look at this gorgeous color, guys. In fact, it's called EAU NOIRE, black water. You know, this is kind of Dior's vision of black. Of course, it's a dark green. Oh my God. Sorry, I just saw it now. Look how it matches again. What am I? Because we had this Revore and now we have this one. I feel like I'm one with the universe. Anyway, I don't know, Emilio, I must have missed your comment. I don't know if you meant seriously that you don't know what Bois d'Argent means or not, but I'm just going to explain it for who doesn't really know. Argent means silver. So Bois d'Argent means silver forests or silver woods, silver forests. Okay, Emilio, you were serious. Okay, sweetie, I'm sorry I doubted you. Bois d'Argent means silver forests. And in fact, the idea of this fragrance is that when you smell it, you know, there's a tea, there's one particular tea, I think it's called silver tea. It's like a, I'm really bad with this, so I really apologize for all the tea lovers out there, because I know that who really loves tea is very, very particular about the names and where they come from. So I'm not so sure. I know that it's from some Asian region. I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese or I don't know, but it's called like a silver needle tea or something like that, and literally looks like silver needles in a bag when you buy it. It should be very special and very healthy and blah blah blah. And the color of it is almost silvery when you make the tea. But Bois d'Argent has that feeling. You almost feel, this is of course an abstraction. Don't take my word for it literally, but envision an abstraction, because that's what fragrances do to us. They make us imagine scenarios where we are experiencing and living a dreamed up world that we dream up for ourselves. And that's the beauty of fragrances. That's the magic of fragrances. So I envision these silver needles that kind of are in the air. This sounds brutal, but they're not painful needles. They don't cut through you. They're soft. And as they kind of touch your skin, they just pop open and they don't cut you. But there's silver needles in the mist that fly towards you from these ancient, majestic Douglas firs, or I don't know, some sort of tree. And when you inhale them, they smell so fresh, but like silver, but warm, because there's a lot of iris and orris root, I think, as well in here, but iris and honey. So there's a sweetness to it. And then there's this iris to it as well, which kind of, for the Dior makers back then, when they created this one, they wanted to envision kind of how silver forests would smell. And it's incredible. It's really incredible. But of course, this is reformulated. This is the eau de parfum. The original is the cologne. I have the original EAU NOIRE cologne formulation, and it is spectacular, like really spectacular. It almost brings me to tears because I wore this a lot in one particular part of my life when I had like an artist in residency for an art project that I was working on, and that's when this one kind of came out for the first time. That's when I actually bought it for me for the first time, and I used it throughout many different projects. So every time I smell it, it really brings me back to that wonderful time of my life where I met so many creative people that exchanged so many loving thoughts and ideas with one another. So this perfume has a beautiful spot in my heart because it really reminds me of that time in my life when I was surrounded by so many creative minds. Yeah. Rod said, check out the Eau d'Ispahan review. Yes, I did the review of Eau d'Ispahan as well. But that's a good one too. So these were my top 5, guys. Oh, so back to this quickly. So this is a Y, and this is a 3, and you have another Y. It's a stylized. This is fall winter 15, I think. It's a camouflage, and it's not a print. It's a jacquard. This is actually woven in. And these are kind of, somebody actually designed this whole thing. These are all Y3s from Yohji Yamamoto's brand, the sport version of his brand. And it's kind of parachute material, but it's woven in. It's a jacquard. This is one of my favorite pants from Y3. I adore them. I also have an overall of this one. And you see me wearing a couple of videos, actually. So that would be my top 5. Now let me get into your comments a little bit. So Can says, I'm a huge fan of Bois d'Argent. Cadell says, so inspiring as always, make me want to go out and just bathe in scents. Yes, I love that too. Rod says, that's a trip. Rod says, check out, oh, okay, we did that already. Can says, is that Eau Noire? Yes, this is the first version of Eau Noire, Can. Can 1996. This is the first version of Eau Noire. You see, it says cologne instead of eau de parfum. This is the first one. Emilio needs to try Bois d'Argent. Yes, try it. But Emilio, I think for you, this one would take the cake, because knowing your preferences and fragrances, this one you would adore. Jana says, I should watch more of your perfume reviews. Pretty impressing how you describe the fragrances, almost like reading a book. Thank you so much. Rob says, Bois d'Argent is as good as it gets. Melinda says, that sounds incredible. Emilia says, oh, that sounds great. I've never tried Bois d'Argent. Sabrina says, conspiracy theory. The fashion bunker makes everything you touch match your outfit. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Melinda needs to try Eau Noire somehow. Kiadora, you wanted us to guess what brand it was? I thought you wanted us to guess why you're wearing them. I already wrote Y3, but then I deleted and didn't submit it because I misunderstood. Oh, Kiadora. But I love your descriptions. Thank you, sweetie. Kadal says, oh, Dacob, I actually have a question off topic. How do you wash your high-end clothing? Okay, is there a special care routine or just good old washing machine? That's information for another video for sure. I tend to wash by hand my clothes if I can, like really delicate ones. Or I have a little tiny machine, like a little steamer, like a little tiny. It's like it looks like a vacuum, like a portable vacuum cleaner, but it's a steamer. And so like this area under the armpits, if something is very delicate, like some Vivienne Westwood sweaters that are like super complicated, they're made with these threads that you can't wash the sweater. The second you rub it or press it, the threads come loose. I usually kind of steam that area just to kill the bacteria under the armpits. Otherwise, I would wash generally the clothes in the areas where I sweat. And where they don't get stained, I tend to avoid. This is if I'm using the steamer. If it's something that can get wet, I just soak it for 10 minutes in literally like water and shampoo. Everything that's good for my hair, I think it's good for the clothes as well. And then I delicately rinse it out. But a lot of the stuff I also wash in the washing machine, like, you know, shirts like this or this hoodie. These pants, they go in the washing machine. They're super resistant. So it all depends on the garment, really. Emilio washes all his clothes 60 degrees and underwear 90. Well, yeah, the underwear, of course, but you know, washing machines today are kind of good. So you can get to disinfect them on lower degrees. And Emilio, I wouldn't use too high degrees if you want to preserve the environment. You don't want to go overly high with the degrees. The best for the environment would be to wash by hand or not to wash at all with detergents because they are very aggressive for the environment. But if we're washing with the washing machine, cold washes usually preserve a bit more of the environment than just washing it too warm. But also I would say that, you know, you could also kind of shorten the cycle because a lot of the detergents today are also really very good. I use like special extra added detergents to kill bacteria. So they also activate themselves and work very well in colder temperatures. But let's kind of bring this baby back into the perfume area to close this video because it's getting long. What is very fascinating to me is that at the end of the day, you know, my clothes, I mean, I'm a person that washes themselves. Some people don't, and that's fine too. Some people just like their skin to be more. Oh, Daniel, hi, didn't see you were there. Hi, how you doing, Daniel? Daniel says, I blind buy perfume, but I tend to rely on reviewers. I respect. I just blind bought Tuscan Uomo by Aramis, which is not only cheap, but rather beautiful. Lanier Smith put me onto it. Oh, by the way, everybody should check out Lanier Smith's channel from Sense Memory. Lanier does the best perfume reviews in the world. I love him so, so much. So what I wanted to say is perfumes, because I use a lot of fragrances. Like, for example, this hoodie. I love this hoodie so much. I wear it so, so much. And it always smells fresh and clean. Now, as I said, some people, for to preserve their skin, you shouldn't really shower every day. I do. Especially if I'm surrounded by people, I want to be very clean. So I'm obsessively clean in that respect. I'm too clean, maybe. But because I always wash and bathe and use deodorant, it's not like my clothes stink up. You know, of course, my underwear and my, socks and stuff, I change every day. But stuff like this is already a third layer, because I have a t-shirt, then I have a shirt, and then I have this. This doesn't really get dirty from me. It might get dirty if I eat a sandwich or something and something falls on it. But usually when I spray perfume on me, I also spray a little bit on the clothes. So this always smells like fragrance, especially if I wear it a lot. There's a mix of a lot of different perfumes on it. And I love to kind of try to guess, like, wait, is this the residue of what perfume? And I really like that game, to play that sort of game with myself and my mind with my own garments, but that's just me. So yeah, that's another one of those kind of insider things about me and perfumes. I could keep talking for ages, but yeah, I want to make this, I don't want to make people scared from clicking this video, because after 30 minutes, people just like get scared. I don't know why. For what reason? I mean, yeah, I get it. We're talking about everything. So, but I will make another video right after this one, because I'm in the mood. And so let's close this one up. Let's wrap it up, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. So stay tuned if you wish to spend some more time with me. Stay tuned. All right. Love you all. See you in a minute. Bye. If I manage to turn this off.